Hello everyone, that Manga Kid here to give my first impressions of Yokohama Kaidashi Kikou, the deluxe edition put out by Seven Seas. It's by Hitoshi Ashinano. And this is a series, slice of life sci-fi series from the 90s into the 2000s. So began publishing or serializing in 1994 through 2006, I believe. So it's been clearly like 30 years since this series started, and we are now just getting it in English. But certainly so far, I feel like it definitely holds up. I think that this could have been written today and honestly would feel not much different. It's really, really beautiful. It's a beautiful slice of life series with a hint of sci-fi, obviously, because our main character is an AI like humanoid robot, and in this world it seems as though the world is kind of sinking into the water, into the oceans, and so land is less around than it is in our time, and it seems like humans have kind of moved to more like metropolitan areas, and the outskirts are pretty barren in terms of civilization. And so our main character, she runs a little coffee shop in the middle of nowhere. So she gets very few customers, but the customers she does get really brighten her day. And there's a couple locals that still live in the area, and so they'll come visit her. And there's some other robots that come by as well every once in a while. But yeah, it's a really... So when I heard of this, I got excited initially, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna love this! I love slice of life. I love things with AI and that sort of thing, or manga that feature artificial intelligence and whatnot." So I was super excited, and then I bought the first omnibus, and then for some reason I let it sit on my shelf for so long, and I just kept going like, why did I buy this? I don't think I'm gonna like it. Just I don't know what it was about it that I just second guessed myself, and then I finally picked it up a little while ago and just absolutely loved it. It's exactly what I thought it was going to be initially, and then for some reason I talked myself into thinking I wasn't going to like it, and that I had wasted my money. But no, it's everything I hoped it would be. And I own, I think, 3 of the omnibuses at the moment. I don't know how many are out, but I have 3 of them. And I've only read this one and the first half of the second omnibus. So I've technically read 3 of the 14 volumes that this series is encompassed. But I guess we'll get 7 of these omnibuses in total. But like I said, though, for something that was starting to be written in 1994, this honestly could be written today. And I, like, if you told me this was written today, I'd believe you, because it's really quite timeless. It's clearly in more of kind of an apocalyptic world where obviously technology had advanced far enough to get these very humanoid robots functioning and living in society, but also at this point society has kind of regressed because of the fact that the world isn't what it used to be. So yeah, I find it's a very, 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 very slow-paced story. If you do not like slice of life series, this is certainly not for you, because it's definitely, it's not like, even though it has AI and it has these humanoid beings or robots, it's certainly not like an action-packed, exciting, apocalyptic world sort of thing. It is like small town coffee shop owner Um, the fact that she is a robot, you can barely tell. Um, and so that just adds a little extra something to the story, but this literally could have nothing to do with AI. And it would probably be a very, very similar story. But yes, it's really beautiful. It's a lot of fun. I really enjoy watching the main kind of cast of characters just puttering around their town, and it's fun when a new person comes into town, and you get to kind of learn their story and their background. And yeah, it's a wonderful slice of life. It kind of is similar to me in terms of like the way I feel when I read it, as Yotsuba, because nothing much happens in Yotsuba, and nothing much happens in this, but it's so pleasant and uplifting to read, and it's just a nice way to either start the morning or have a nice afternoon, little reading session of just a little pick-me-up that's calming and beautiful and fun to look at. The art style is really nice, quite distinct. Like it's not entirely unique, but also not like, it doesn't look like everything else that was being released at the time. Um, there's some pretty like backgrounds and nature scenes and that sort of thing as well. It's nice to see the landscape of the area. Um, but yeah, it's just a kind of goofy little slow-paced slice of life that is quite enjoyable to me personally. It also kind of has the feeling of like Kino's journey, just in the sense of like the times when Kino is just like cruising down the road sort of thing, as opposed to the more darker themes of Kino's journey. But it kind of gives me that sort of vibe to it of the world is not what as we know it, but there's still beauty and there's still things to explore and understand and learn, and new people to meet, even if they're few and far between. But yeah, no, I really, really enjoy this. I'm looking forward to getting the rest of it as it comes out and finishing the series off, because it is quite lovely. The other thing similar to this, I would think, is Aria the Masterpiece. That one gives me a similar feeling as well, but that one has a bit more of like a story to it, as does this. But I would kind of group that with Yotsuba as well, those three titles, because they all kind of give me that very comfortable, like uplifting, just kind of makes me smile and doesn't give me any sort of anxiety when I read it. But yeah, no, it's excellent. I do recommend it. I'm glad we're getting it now, because it's exciting to see some of those 90s titles and 80s titles that we're getting now, released in English, so that we can enjoy them and own them, and get to see what we've been missing out on all these years. So yeah, anyway, thank you for watching. If you've read this, love to hear your thoughts. If you have any similar titles you would like to recommend, would also love to hear that. So yeah, thanks for watching.